Hi, I'm back. It was a very long 2 weeks in a good way and a bad way. The first week I was so relaxed, I went to the beach, went shopping, did all the good things. And the second week was very transformative, a bit of a wake-up call. And that's what I want to talk about today. Taking the pressure off. Only in taking a break did I realize how much pressure I was under. Only in taking a pause and taking a moment of silence did I actually realize I had to do things a little bit differently. And this is it. Do you put yourself under too much pressure? Do you say yes when you should be saying no? Do you take enough time to rest, and do you rest without guilt? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Are you genuinely being productive, or is your rushing around or people pleasing, etc., making you slow down? Because this is the thing. If you slow down, you actually end up speeding up. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a founder and empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is the thing. We think we have to give every bit of ourselves, empty our cup. And this is the thing, we're doing too much that we end up giving from an empty cup. You cannot give from an empty cup. If you have nothing left, how are you supposed to be productive? We think, and I've done this, and this is the thing, right? In over 2 years, I never really took a break. Not really. Even at Christmas time, I took the 2 weeks last year, and this was only last year. And I still worked on the 2 Mondays, and I pre-recorded and scheduled videos, and it was still work every day. And that's what I was going to do before this holiday. I was literally going to do the Monday, pre-record and schedule. And the weekend before I took the holidays, I was like, no. If I do that, I'm going to be still working for 2 weeks. And I was like, can I really take a break? And my fear in taking a break before was that I would let people down. I think that's the thing. We were like, if I don't give all of myself, people are going to get hurt, or, but people need me. But people need you when you're at your best self. So I was like, restricted, kind of like resistant to take the 2 weeks off. And I did, and it was absolutely amazing. It was like, it was weird. It was just, I can't remember the last time I genuinely just took the time to do nothing and no pressure. And this is the thing with me. I have been doing so much, and I cram my stuff in, right? So I'm like, every morning I put pressure on myself because I have so much to do, and I have enough time to do everything. But I still have this energy of, I have to get this done, I have to get this done, I have to get this done. Then you have one thing done, it's like, I have to get this done, I have to get the next thing done. And every morning I was getting up in constant state of pressure. And it was only last Thursday, because like my first week, as I said, was relaxing. I got that time to rest. My second week was deeply healing and transformative. I learned a lot of lessons. I got a few epiphanies. Only on the Thursday I realized you have to, like, because I had this kind of inner dread about going back to work, and I was like, oh my God, the laziness is taking over now. I could just do nothing forever. But that's not who I am, and I love that about myself. I love the passion I have for what I do. I love doing videos. I love coaching. I love my work. But I was this kind of constant feeling of, I don't want to go back. And I was like, why? And I realized why was because I was exhausted. I was getting up at 4:30 or 5 o'clock every morning and cramming everything into one day. I was making a point of making sure I get my videos done on top of my other projects. And what I have realized is I have to reduce. So what do I have to reduce? So it's going to look different. My schedule for recording or for content is going to look different. I was doing, I remember a couple of years ago or last year, I was guided to do less content. Now, I will never stop doing content. I love doing content. But I was like, you have to, take a step back. And so what did I do? I was doing 5 long videos and 2 shorts. So I decided to do 4 long videos and 3 shorts. So I didn't really, still doing the same amount of videos, the same amount of days. And I was like, not giving myself enough time to actually take a break. So I didn't even reduce what I was doing. So this time, I've been really told you have to chop things up a little bit. You have to take back your energy a bit. So what I'm going to be doing now is only 2 long videos a week and 2 shorts a week. So that, but my videos are probably going to be a little bit longer. But this is the thing I got, this is the wake-up call I got. It's like, the reason you're feeling dread going back is because you're afraid of that pressure again. you're afraid of that exhaustion. And that's what it is. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed. I was going into bed at 8:30 every night. Do you know what I mean? Like I was getting what seemed like a good night's sleep, even though I was getting up so early. But I was wrecked. I was having naps in the afternoons, and I was just like, I'm doing too much. And what I said in videos before, less is more. Like, I was thinking about this analogy this morning. If you have 10 plants and you're rushing around trying to feed these plants and do everything for these plants, and then all of a sudden you knock over 5 of them and you're like, oh my God, it's a disaster. But like, you're not going to get the same yield as you would out of one plant, putting effort into one plant. So what I'm going to do is put more effort into the videos I do, and also more effort into connecting. What I realized was, over the last couple of weeks as well, I have been so disconnected from my own heart, from my own self. And this is it. Oh, this is one thing I don't like, right? You know, this materialistic mindset of, I will build it and then I'll be happy. You know, it's all about productivity and doing rather than being. That's disconnection. And like, I've always kind of been triggered by people who lose touch with love, lose touch with people, because they're too busy doing the 9 to 5 or too busy doing the work. And even though I'm doing work that I'm passionate about, even though it's my purpose path, I was concentrating too much on the doing and not enough on the being and the connection. So what I want to do more now, instead of doing like videos every single day, I want to connect more with my audience. I want to connect more with with you guys, my followers, my subscribers, my friends. Do you know, I want to be more present. You know what I mean? Instead of doing, I want to be. Do you know what I mean? I want to be here. I want to be, because like, you know what, because I was so busy doing everything else. I didn't have enough time or energy to connect on a deeper level with people. You know, clients, it was different. Obviously, you know, that was a separate thing. But if anyone came to me for advice, I just wouldn't have the energy to be able to, you know, give them that free advice. I just didn't have the time. Whereas what I want to do now is, you know, make that room for myself in my life for connection, for allowing people in, for opening my heart again. And this is it. I was so, as I said, I was so in that business mindset that I lost touch with the connection mindset. And I think this is what's so important. And it's connected to both pulling back to give more and also resting without guilt. This is the thing. This overproduction, or this belief that we need to overproduce or do all the time, leads us to, it's like this fear. And this is what I notice as well. It's funny, right? This is actually, you know, this is it, right? We give all of ourselves, overgive all of ourselves, for it's this unconscious thing of, because I want to be loved, or I need connection, or they will love me if I give them everything that I have. Now that's not just for work, that's for in your relationships and stuff as well. When in actual fact, your heart is so closed and afraid. It's kind of it's a bit jumbly, right? It's like you're so closed off doing the business side of things that the only thing that you really want from doing all the time is love and connection. But you're actually blocking love and connection because of your overdoing, if you get me. So if you actually take a step back and take less, you know, give, like, it's like do less but give more. I know that sounds weird, but like do less but give more. What does that mean? That means do less and put more quality into it. That's where the love lies. And this love has to start with yourself as well. If we're always saying yes to other people pleasing, doing, we're not saying yes to ourselves. And how do we expect anyone to respect or love us if we don't love and respect ourselves? So if we're not resting without guilt, then that's disrespect towards ourselves. So like we wonder why we're not being accepted or, you know, acknowledged or validated. We shouldn't need validation from other people anyway, but we wonder why we're not being validated or being loved or being accepted. And it's because we've stopped loving ourselves. We've stopped respecting ourselves. We're putting ourselves under so much fucking pressure that there's no room for anything else. And that's it. Like, my heart has been like a fucking trap door for like the last 3 years, since I had my relapse. It's so hard for me to open up again, really hard for me to open up again. And I've done it through the support of friends and what have you. I have opened up again, but then I've closed again, and then I've opened again, and then I've closed again. And it was only in taking a rest, taking a pause, I realised how closed I was. I was so disconnected from myself, from you guys even. I know I do my videos and I'm connected to you through these, and I'm always going to be here for you, but part of me was hiding behind the screen. Do you know what I mean? And that's, I want back and forth connection, through comments or through conversations, through coaching calls, whatever it is, this kind of like tangible kind of, back and forth connection. That's why I'm actually considering doing something like a live Q&A at some stage where, like, I can bring people on the call and we can do some like hotspot coaching or something like that. If that's something that you'd be interested in, comment below. I will actually, I put a post up to see, or kind of a poll up to see if people would be interested in that. But I'd love to have that kind of, live interaction with you guys, if that's something that you would like, something like that, just something more deeper, if you get me. Do you know what I mean? So I realizing, or taking that pressure off, has made me realize other ways I can connect more instead of being disconnected. And this is the thing, I was putting so much effort, as I was saying, into the other things, other projects, and that's okay. The projects are to help people as well. This is the thing, like, my business projects are to help others anyway. Like creating courses or workshops and stuff like that. So I'm always doing things that will help others. But as I said, I was just doing all the time, and I was literally thinking, if I get this done, it'll be better. If I get this done, it'll be better. And in actual fact, all I really needed was to sit down and connect with myself, connect with you, and connect with nature, whatever it is. And it's just like today, right? I've already decided. I've already took so much off my plate. Like, as I said, I was kind of dreading going back to today, like, to work. And when I decided to chop things up, take that pressure off, tone things down a bit, this morning was beautiful. Like, I even changed my sleep schedule. Do you know what I mean? Instead of, like, I got up an hour later this morning, so I didn't get up till 5:15, 5:45, and I didn't go to bed till 9:30. And because this is what I noticed over the holidays, is going to bed between 10 and 10:30 and getting up between 6 and 6:30, I felt better. Do you know what I mean? Same hour sleep, similar amount of hours sleep, but I felt better. So I was like, maybe, and because I read before, like, the sweet spot is going to bed between 10 and 11. So I was like, I'm going to shift my sleep schedule. Well, not shift, I actually already shifted it over the holidays, but for my weekdays. And I was like, I got up later this morning, and I took a little bit out of my schedule. So, like, I took a bit out that I normally do. Like, so I'm not going to be doing double videos today, like, for example. And I'm just going to take it easy. I have everything written down in my mind as to what I want to do. But I wasn't rushing this morning. It's funny, like, every morning I was getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, but I was always rushing. Even though I knew I had the space and time to do the things that I needed to do, I was still in a rush. And there's so much pressure to be in that tension all the time. It's like this fight or flight energy all the time. So I, like, literally this morning, I knew my schedule. I chopped it up a little bit, and I'm doing a little bit less, and I know I'm going to be doing a little bit less for the rest of the week. As I said, I changed my sleep schedule, and I feel better. I'm not exhausted. I feel good. And there's no pressure. I just don't feel that pressure that I was putting myself under. And that's what I realised very late into my second week holidays, was, like, literally take the pressure off. And, I was cramming so much into my schedule that I wasn't leaving room for anything else. And, I want to start new things. And I was like, literally, like, when I changed the amount of videos I did last year, what I really did, all I did was shuffle things around so they looked different. And in actual fact, I ended up just putting more pressure on myself because I added more to my schedule then. So for this time, because I said to myself, because already I'm in the energy of, I've got a little bit more time now. Maybe I'll do a course. Maybe I'll do this. Maybe I'll do this. And I'm like, no, I'm going to take a couple of weeks now to get used to my new schedule and allow what the universe brings in for me. And I know the universe is going to literally go, here, this is what you do next. Here, this is what you do next. Instead of me going looking for stuff, I'm literally going to sit here and go, what's next? Show me. And now I have the time and energy to bring in more things because that pressure is off. And as I said, I'm going to be able to connect with you guys more, you know, through other ways, not just doing videos. And, you know, it's going to be more of me. You know what I mean? I love doing videos. As I said, I get high doing videos. I was really looking forward to this video this morning because I haven't done a video in 2 weeks. It's like, oh, yay. But I had to tone it down a bit. I had to stop pushing myself too hard. And I think a lot of us are doing that. We're not taking that time for ourselves. You know, and it's funny. One of the things that I'm excessively triggered by, what I've said in my videos before, the likes of overworking, or, you know, it's like taking a drug. So, like, you know, addiction comes in many shapes and forms. So overworking, being busy, not giving yourself enough, it's like literally, what you're saying to the universe is, no, this is unconscious. So what you're really saying is, I don't want to think. I don't want to function, or I don't want to think outside, you know, it's like it's avoidance. Like, so sometimes like it's avoidance of healing, avoidance of growth, avoidance of denial, whatever it is, there's certain things that you're hiding from yourself. And if you keep busy all the time, whether it's through over-exercising, going to the gym too much, doing overtime, working all the time, saying yes to other people all the time, just literally filling your schedule, filling, you're literally avoiding your own mind, really, effectively. And I used to get so angry with people doing that. And it's only when I took a break, I'm like, the fuck? I was doing that. What was I avoiding? And like for the last 3 months, I have been literally doing extra and avoiding something big, a major boundary in my life that I had set and I had to reestablish. But for those 3 months, I was under such intense pressure, and it was only in the 2 weeks holidays that I actually realised I was putting myself under intense pressure because I was unconsciously trying to avoid the heavy shit. And that's what happened the second week of my holiday. The heavy shit hit the fan. Big time. And I was literally spent the second week of my holidays healing. And what I mean by healing, I mean fucking purging and crying and upset, not wanting to get up in the morning, this kind of energy, a really intense week. And I'm grateful for that, because that's what helped me to, you know, take the pressure off this week. Because up until the heavy weeks, the first week was good, I was on cloud 9, everything was brilliant, and I was doing all those nice things. And then the second week, it was just like, the shit hit the fan, all this shit came up for me, all this stuff that I didn't want to think about or I was in denial about, all of it came up for me. And it was only after that came up that I realised I had to shift my schedule. I had to move things around. I had to open myself up again. How disconnected I was, how in denial I was, how avoidant I was, all of this stuff. So, you know, this is the importance of allowing yourself to take that time to rest, to relax, to rejuvenate, to pause, just pause. It's beautiful. Being is doing. And that's another thing. If you're always trying to do all the time, the ideas can't stop coming. And then you run out of ideas, or, you know, just it doesn't feel as flowy as it should be. Because you take a pause. It's funny because like literally I get download after download. I have so much things written in my notebook now for video content. And it's just like, in those moments of pause, I get to think. Because a lot of my videos come from downloads or life experience. So like, because we're all going through collective consciousness. So what I went through this week, boundary setting and maintaining boundaries, that's actually something collective. I've seen it. A lot of us are going through that at the moment. So anytime I get a download or an intuition for a a video, it's because we're all going through it at the same time. But when I'm in this dense energy and I'm not allowing myself to think, then where are the downloads going to come in? There's no room for them. Because my mind was cluttered and my life was cluttered. And this is it. Cluttered mind, cluttered life, cluttered environment, whatever it is. It's just you're not allowing yourself to think. So giving yourself those moments of pause, you're literally kind of going, you're opening that receiver and you're going, tell me. Because literally all of it just comes back in. And we get more insight and better ideas if we take a minute to think about them. And this is the thing, we're so quick to rush to the next thing. We get to the top of the mountain and then we're just climbing the next one. It's like, hello, enjoy the fucking view for 5 minutes. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, take a pause, feel gratitude and, congratulate yourself for getting as far as you've come. And then just take a moment to plan your next steps. When we rush, we fall over. When we rush, we hurt ourselves. And this is another thing. The universe really, really wanted me to slow down last week, right? My battery died in my car. So I was literally on standstill for a couple of days before I got that fixed. And then my finger swelled and started, I couldn't move it. I couldn't really move my hand yesterday at all. So for 3 days, I couldn't even drive or couldn't, leave the house. So the universe was literally kind of going, sit down and ask yourself what's wrong here. Because your body's reacting and the universe is telling you, pause here, there's stuff that you need to know. And literally, I was literally forced into this complete pause to reevaluate. As I said, the first week of my holidays, freedom, fun, whatever. The second week was literally like, you need to sit down here for a minute and have a think. You need to spend this time to understand what you need to change in your life. And this is the thing. We think obstacles and challenges are just obstacles and challenges. But when you hit roadblocks, that roadblock is literally saying, stop for a minute and have a think. And this is the funny thing, right? 2 weeks before, the finger on this finger swelled up, right? I think I snagged my ring. The same thing happened here. There's no such thing as coincidence, right? But 2 weeks ago, my finger swelled up. Thought not of it, healed after a day or two. This time, the other hand. And literally it's like, what the fuck? And when something repeats itself, it's telling you something. It's like you didn't listen the first time, we're going to show you the lesson again. And when I Googled the information about throat chakra, setting boundaries, all this kind of stuff, and there's such a big energy around that for me at the moment. And it was worse than normal, because when I put an ice pack on it actually got worse. So it should have been healed by now, but it's not. But it was literally, this is why we have to listen to our body. Because 2 weeks ago, I didn't listen to my body and didn't go, oh, why is the universe hurting my hand? I just literally went, oh, whatever. Do you know what I mean? And then I connected the dots between 2 weeks ago. And now I'm like, oh my God, if I had have literally listened to this download 2 weeks ago, or this body thing 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been in pain this week. It wouldn't have passed over. What I'm trying to say is if you're not listening to the roadblocks, if you're not saying, okay, why did my battery go dead? It didn't go dead because it went dead. It went dead because the universe was trying to say, you need to stop for a minute and have a think. Why can't you move your hand? Why can't you do things today? Because the universe is telling you, take a pause and reevaluate this is effectively what the universe was telling me. Sit down for a minute and reevaluate your life. And that's it. If you keep hitting injuries, roadblocks, illnesses, all this kind of stuff, it's the universe saying, stop, pause, reevaluate, pivot, whatever you need to do. And this is so important. This is why pause is important. And if we're not taking deliberate pause all the time, or if we're over-pressuring ourselves all the time, there's no room for pause. There's no room for reevaluation. There's no room for understanding. We're avoiding things all the time. And that's when obstacles and injuries and excess, stuff like that comes in, or illnesses come in. It's literally the universe kind of going, hey, you didn't listen, you didn't take a pause, you still went overboard, you still did more than, as I said, I tried to take a break last year or reduce things last year, and I literally just shuffled things around and said, that looks easier. No, it wasn't. And then I added stuff to it. So the universe literally said to me this year, stop, pause, pull back. What do you need to do that's different? And this is the thing, me putting pressure on myself put me in denial for 3 months, around my boundary setting and all this kind of stuff. And then now I'm in pain. You know what I mean? Because I didn't listen. I got an injury because I didn't listen to, I was avoiding listening for 3 months. Do you know what I mean? So like literally I'm back in the energy of listen to everything. Because this is the thing. When I'm connected, I hear and see everything. I see that sign. I see that repetitive number. Or you know, that repetitive sign or that repetitive thing. And I'm like, this is showing me something. This connects to this. This connects to this. This connects to this. And I'm literally kind of going, it's like, woo, I can see everything. It's like your eyes are open all the time. But when you're in this energy of busy, busy, busy all the time and you're disconnected, you're not seeing the connections to pivot, change, move forward, you know, do this, do that. You're not listening to those signs. You're not listening to those messages. So when you take the moment to pause, you can hear those messages. You can see and feel those messages. So ask yourself this today. Are you taking rest without guilt? Are you pausing between each project? Or are you saying yes to absolutely everything and anything because you're unconsciously avoiding, you know, your truth really? You know, and this is another thing. People don't like change. And that's why we keep doing the same thing over and over again anyway. It's like, I don't want to change. I love change. Like, you know, obviously change is scary and I used to fear change. But when you get used to change, it's like, I love variety. I love something new. And like, you know, when something, you know, exits your life, it means something new is going to come in, something bigger and better. So like, you know, when I decided to reevaluate and reduce things, I'm excited. I'm really excited because I don't know what's happening next, but I know something is going to come in. I know something different is going to come in and I'm going to get to try something else. So guys, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to be doing a little bit less videos, but I'm always here. If you need to comment or text me or send me a message, whatever it is, I want to connect with you guys more on a deeper level. So even though I'm doing less videos, I promise I'm going to be more present. I'm going to be fully here with you guys. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. If you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today. There's nothing more than helping your path. Also, I have another channel called Aligning with Angie, where I share guided meditation every week. The info for that is in the description box.